Hey, I'm Matt from, you know what, screw it. Just insert a corny YouTuber intro, all right? That's what it is. You ask your fitness questions and I'll answer them. Let's get into the first question. First one, which describes you best? I put a poll out on my YouTube channel on the community tab, and I really wanted people to think about this. So read the answers carefully and think about what you actually end up... Get it together, Matt. What describes you best? Read the answers carefully and think about what actually ends up happening throughout your week. Is your goal to actually make the workouts happen, or is it to achieve the body/mind changes, like your workouts get done? And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't surprised. 66% of people said that just getting the workouts done is what their goal is. And I believe that everybody has their own journey. And your first goal may be just to start doing the workouts, which I applaud you for. I give you an okay for some reason. I applaud you. It's a good start, but that cannot be the only focus that you have moving forward. And someone did a great job at responding here. Andrew B. said, I guess I've just been fixated on wanting to be better without much thought about what that means and how to achieve it. I know I'd like to feel more energetic and be in an overall happier place mentally. And I've always just been a take it day by day approach with diet and exercise with little regimentation. And that's just been enough to maintain, but not enough to evolve in a meaningful way physically or mentally. But after working through your thought exercise, I will alter the approach by crystallizing my motivation, coming up with a clear outlined plan, and by thinking through potential pitfalls and how I will respond to break the pattern of behavior that would have led me there. So I like all of that, and I'm going to continue the rest of the comment, but I like all of that, but I think there's also a point where you can think too much and plan too much. I'm not saying you're not going to, but for you out there, if you overthink things, don't do that. Starting and figuring out along the way, I believe is the best plan, is better. Let's try that again. Starting and figuring it out along the way, I feel is better than planning the perfect plan and never starting. So, as for the poll, I think the goal needs to be the mind-body change. The workout being the goal isn't conducive to longevity and true change. I fully agree. At least for me personally, just working out and not focusing on true body-mind change has the potential to lead to other areas of your life lacking. And if the working out alone isn't enough to make you feel the way you desire, then losing motivation could become a major concern. And if the body-mind change is the goal, when working out is undoubtedly a pillar for achieving success and will need to be done regardless, along with a good sleep hygiene, diet, adopting a growth-oriented mindset, carefully considering on what and whom energy is spent on. So I agree. And again, I know a lot of people just work on just getting the workout done, and that's the only goal. Again, if you're starting out, you're just getting your feet wet, I totally get it, but that can't be the goal to the very end. It's going to have to evolve. It's going to have to evolve, or you're not going to stick to it. All right. Best rep range for weight loss was a video that I did, and the comedy show dropped a question saying, when I'm on the treadmill, what should I be aiming for as far as heartbeats per minute for weight loss? This is a good question because I found quite a bit of literature really going both ways as far as zone heart rate training and things of that nature, which, if you don't know, zone heart rate training is where you change your heart rate to different zones in order to achieve a certain goal. There are some people that say it's a myth. There are some people that say it's fantastic. What really matters most when it comes to fat loss, because that's what you're asking here with weight loss, I think it's very important to nail down, do you want to just lose weight or do you want to lose fat? And I know what you're saying is fat loss. But if you are not in a calorie deficit, it doesn't matter what heart rate workout, running, sprinting, marathons you do. If you are not in a calorie deficit, you will not lose fat. Okay, we have to understand that. If you use the app Lose It and MyFitnessPal, either one, you can track those calories on a daily basis and put yourself in a calorie deficit. Now, when it comes to the actual heart rate tracking, your smartwatch is not good at tracking how many calories you've burned during an exercise. It's inaccurate, wildly. So don't rely on that. But the heart rate is tracked through these smartwatches, that is much better. So what I would advise you to do, to simply use this as a metric of your baseline. Figure out that heart rate that you could continue and enjoy to do, and keep coming back to that heart rate. So if you notice, hey, 120, I like 120. I feel good there. I can keep doing that. That's a metric to keep coming back to, because what matters most is, can you sustain this? Can you keep coming back to this? Because if I said, hey, you need to do 90% of your max heart rate, and you're like, well, how do I even measure my max heart rate? There are a few different formulas. There's going to be people that argue back and forth, but a simple one is 220 minus your age. That's your max heart rate. I'm 33 years old. 220 minus 33, I think, is 187. So that would be my max heart rate, right? And if I told you had to do 90% of that 4 days a week, I wouldn't stick to that. So what are you going to stick to? If 50%, 50 to 70% is your max heart rate, 50 to 70% of your max heart rate is something you could stick to, then that's what matters most. What can you keep coming back to? Pick a heart rate and keep coming back to that, and keep coming back to that. So I hope that answers the question. I know you kind of wanted a number, but to be honest with you, there is no magic number. Zone heart rate training, it says there's different zones where you can burn fat and all that, but long story short, pick what you can stick to. Moving to the last question. I like movies. Showing up again. How to shake off the inexplicable feeling of I am shit at this when working out. Asking for a friend with the eye emojis. I see you. Here's the deal. You have to understand that, especially when you start out, you're gonna be shit at whatever the workout is. And you have to understand also that working out is a practice. It is never a mastering. Even if you are an elite level power lifter, even if you are a strong man, a bodybuilder, whatever, it is still always practice. It's the rare time that you'll ever hear me say shoot for perfection, but this is one area in fitness that you need to shoot for perfection. Make sure your form is as perfect as possible to reduce the risk of injury. But you have to understand also, you are human. It is impossible to hit perfect form every single time, even if you're unbelievably conscious. But you need to shoot for that, again, to reduce the risk of injury. If you understand that keep coming back and practicing makes you better, and that you have to be shit to start out, your relationship with that is going to change. You are 10 times better than you sitting on the couch not doing jack crap. Don't beat yourself up. If you're shit at it, keep working on it. And I tell you what, after 5 years, if you still suck at it, you should have consulted a personal trainer. Hi, how are you? If you're looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science, it's exactly what I do. So check it out down below. If you're feeling squirrely, I would love you to drop your question down below because I'd love to answer it. You don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing. Just be better than yesterday. Every day.